The widow had a ticket for her never seen in public before boyfriend, but she chickened out at the last minute for the big event last night. And that is Kobe Bryant's widow, Vanessa Bryant, at the 2024 ESPY Award.
Let's go to Kobe Bryant, right? I go back to Kobe, and a lot of people don't know.
So in 2020, tragedy struck Vanessa Bryant's family when her husband Kobe Bryant and her daughter Gianna passed away in a helicopter crash. As if this wasn't bad enough, that same year she had to deal with her mother taking her to...
Dwayne Wade did more than just criticize. He also set off a bomb. Dwayne did something casually on a podcast that was supposed to be about basketball, legacy, and family. Vanessa Bryant had avoided doing this for years. He declared publicly who her real new baby daddy is, and this wasn't some vague word or rumor. Dwayne was leaning forward, staring blankly at the host, and he was speaking the man's full name as if it were nothing. Now, for months, people have been whispering. However, Dwayne's statement served as confirmation, and the name he mentioned wasn't just a random one. This man is associated with the NBA, has a controversial past, and is personally related to Dwayne.
Kobe's wife is pregnant, and here's who the father is. Vanessa Bryant, the wife of the greatest basketball player the world has ever seen. Kobe Bryant, an icon, a legend, a man who earned his place in immortality.
It happened fast. Dwayne was mid-interview, talking about the tight-knit nature of NBA families, how certain people stick together even after careers end. The host responds, like Vanessa, right? Possibly hoping for a playful response. She has been noticed with. Dwayne cuts him off, grins, and asks, Paul McCormick, right? Yes, that is all. This is the time. Apparently there was no wink, just the name hanging in the air. The host pauses, his eyes darting as though he knows that wasn't meant to happen. He laughs nervously, tries to pivot the topic. However, Dwayne just shrugs and acts as though he has said everything that needs to be said. Here, you can see everything happen.
I'm not lying to you, I cut the TV off when I watched Kobe run and grab the ball and celebrate. I was like, so what you gonna do? That was our summer free agency. They were dominating.
The interview clips are ripped and republished in a matter of minutes. By the time the podcast team deletes the segment from YouTube, it's too late. Old photos are already being pulled from Twitter threads, the running timelines on Reddit. The captions on Instagram gossip accounts are so blunt that you can't miss the point. And here's where it gets interesting. That recording by fans? Only because of that do we even know what Dwayne said. That entire moment is gone if you watch the edited upload of the league. There was no glitch and there was no fade out. As a result, the internet carried out its usual routine. It dug deep. Let's face it, when a Hall of Famer like Dwayne Johnson mentions Vanessa Bryant, the conversation is serious. That is a shot of caution. And when people discovered who Dwayne was referring to, they experienced not only shock but also deja vu. Presumably because he has previously been here. Vanessa
Bryant might be messing with Snoop Dogg on the low. She went to Snoop Dogg's concert in November 2023, and you see Snoop Dogg's hand on her shoulder. Some people might think that's okay and how to hold it back. No. Yo, I'm gonna keep it a glass of water, y'all. This is nasty work. This person in the comments talking about she's a grown woman, a widow.
And that's what made it explode even more. The man Dwayne mentioned is not a well-known person in the sense of a celebrity, but anyone who has been around the league has seen him. Always just behind the big names at games, charity events, and after parties. So differently if you think Dwayne just slipped up and let something private out. Look, here's the really interesting part. Vanessa had previously been a fortress. She carefully guarded her public image after Kobe's death. There were few posts and appearances, but nothing that raised any questions. However, as you are aware, there have been unsubstantiated rumors about her relationships with men. What's interesting, though, is how those rumors quickly spread like wildfire and had people coming up with different theories and hot takes about Vanessa's love life. One TikTok creator, for instance, responds to the names of some of the men Vanessa is alleged to have been dating.
And Kobe would be Vanessa Bryant might be messing with Snoop Dogg on the low. She went to Snoop Dogg's concert in November 2023, and you see Snoop Dogg's hand on her shoulder. Some people might think that's okay and how to hold it back. No. Yo, I'm gonna keep it a glass of water, y'all. This is nasty work. This person in the comments talking about she's a grown woman, a widow, and Kobe would be happy. Kobe would not be happy with Snoop Dogg, Pau Gasol, Rob Pelinka, or any of his close friends messing with Vanessa Bryant. I don't care what y'all say in the comments. I mean, that's nasty word. I just really hope that it's not Snoop Dogg that's the one that's messing with Vanessa Bryant. Because we all know Vanessa Bryant been, single, unfortunately, now since 2020. It's been, 4 years now? You know that she gotta be messing with somebody on the low, y'all. I don't care what y'all say. You can't say that Vanessa Bryant hasn't messed with nobody for 4 years. Nah. But y'all let me know, what do y'all think? Is it okay for Snoop Dogg be the one that's messing with Vanessa Bryant? Crazy. But you ain't know what's up.
Even though Vanessa denied everything, the signs were there. Vanessa continued to attend a few events, most of which were charity-focused, Kobe-related, or Lakers-related. And in some of those moments, buried in the crowd shots or paparazzi snaps, there he was. A gala last year, Vanessa smiles at the cameras as she gets out of a black SUV. Dwayne mentioned the same man behind her. He is looking away from the flashes while wearing a dark suit and no tie. A Miami NBA postgame party. Vanessa laughing with friends. He is conversing with a well-known player agent while leaning against a wall 3 feet away. He was seen in the corner of a wide-angle photo, even at a Mamba and Mamba Cheetah Foundation event. At the time, none of it meant anything to the casual viewer. This dates back to the latter part of the 2000s. To give you some context, Dwayne was nearing the end of his playing career, and he was concentrating on ventures off the court, sneaker lines, endorsements, and investments. One major deal involved a global sneaker brand, trying to lock in multiple NBA legends for a long-term ambassador role. Dwayne was in talks. This man was as well. Only he wasn't a player. He was operating as a brand consultant with deep connections to international markets. Numerous sources claimed that the negotiations ended badly. The promised percentages did not match. Certain names were allegedly promised exclusivity that wasn't honored. In the end, the deal collapsed, and many relationships got strained. People who are close to Dwayne say that it was personal, that he felt undermined or even used, and that he never mentioned the man in public. And you can tell because he talks about it with such passion.
I'm not
played against Mamba, but from someone's opinion that's never played against Kobe, have never played a game of basketball at the level that we played at, having him at 11. Okay. Why am I up in arms about something like that? I remember when Kobe was alive. They had rankings when he played in the league and they had him low. I remember one year and Kobe addressed it. Who is these idiots? Why would I listen to these idiots? And I'm not calling the person who did this an idiot, but what I'm saying is when someone does something like that, Kobe was like, this is idiotic to me.
As a result, fast forward to the present day, when Dwayne hears Vanessa's name mentioned in a discussion about NBA families, he responds by naming him. Dwayne didn't stop there either. He said, some people get close to families for the wrong reasons, in that same interview immediately after mentioning the name. That's not a stray comment. That is a disclaimer. This is also the reason why the internet is not treating this as harmless rumors. Because if Dwayne's warning was genuine, then Vanessa's new partner might not just be controversial. The internet has receipts for everything, and it didn't take long for people to notice a troubling pattern. This man has previously been linked to at least 3 prominent widows. Each time, the timeline was eerily similar. Death of a celebrity partner. The widow is spotted with him within months. Relationships end, but not before an announcement of a business partnership is made. Now, for the real kicker, fans are calling him a grief chaser. Harsh, maybe, but it's hard to ignore when the receipts line up so neatly.
Gave Vanessa a huge jackpot. After Kobe passed away, Vanessa calmly took over the approximately $600 million of assets that Kobe left behind. However, she has been frequently rumored to have various degrees of associations with multiple men. 1. Vanessa was photographed having an intimate interaction with an Italian man in a public place. The man even kissed her hair. 2. It is said that before Kobe's death, a white man had already been smitten with Vanessa. After Kobe's passing, Vanessa posted a photo of herself with him. 3. There were witnesses who said that they attended a party together and even brought the kids along. In fact, they were just going to celebrate the birthday of Rob Pelinka, Kobe's good friend. 4. It is said that Vanessa spent
Additionally, Vanessa, as you are aware, does not respond to gossip. It is normal for her to ignore the noise, but actively limiting interaction, that's different. That is a warning. The BOA steakhouse sighting followed. Vanessa leaving on her own. No smile, no ring. Straight into a waiting car. However, that was not the worst part. In the beginning, 2 of Vanessa's closest friends, who had been a part of her life since before Kobe's death, quietly left her trail. Just gone. No public statements, no explanations. Dwayne's wife, Gabrielle Union, Ryan liked a tweet that said, "Sometimes people tell you the truth even if it costs them friendships. And how is that? It was certainly noticed. Fans snapped pictures. It spread like wildfire. Meanwhile, who was the man at the center of everything going on? Nowhere. No public appearances, no posts, no damage control statements. People's online reactions were a mix of curiosity and disbelief. Twitter followers began putting the pieces together. Old event photos, social media likes, business connections. Dwayne didn't just spill tea, according to a popular Twitter thread. He's protecting her from someone the league already knows. A Reddit user posted event photos from the previous year juxtaposed, claiming he's been around longer than people think. Dwayne just said what's been obvious to insiders. And then there's the TikTok breakdowns connecting his business ties to former NBA controversies. Dwayne is being portrayed as the whistleblower by some of his fans who are siding with him. Others believe that under the guise of protection, he is reviving old disagreements. 2 weeks before Dwayne said his name, that same man liked 3 of Vanessa's Kobe tribute posts. That crossed a line for some fans because it was woven into her most intimate public moments while quietly concealing the relationship. To others, Vanessa has not provided a statement at this time, nor has he denied it. Dwayne, he hasn't changed his mind, which leaves the one question hanging over all of this. She is seated next to a person about whom the league has been whispering for years. And if Dwayne's warning wasn't just petty, then this isn't over, not even remotely.